All right. Morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Vays. Coming to you live as the markets are fully opened on this Wednesday, smack in the middle of December. All right, let me situate here for a minute. Mute that. Speakers off anyway. Let's go to the charts. You can see by my background and by my thumbnail, I'm not liking the current situation one bit. Not one bit. Charts, here we go. All right, I see your live chat. It's hard, JC, Motorist. Thanks for joining us, guys. And top comment is asking me to check out the divergence on a weekly scale. I will try to take a look at that. And we are on a weekly scale. As you can see, we are working on a brand new low close. That is a very bad sign. We're also about to break my third and lowest moving average, which is the 50-period moving average. And if we break this moving average, I would need to bring the 200-day moving average in, 200-week moving average in, since I would no longer need the 7 period, because it's not really relevant at this time. I can go ahead and change the 7 period to a 200-period moving average to see where we stand. And well, that's not good, is it? That takes us down to the $20,000 mark. Now, in a way, that's bad, but in a way, that's actually really good. In a way, if we do make it here, oh boy, is there going to be a massacre. Mostly in the shitcoin space, there would be a massacre. There would be, huge panics. But also look at how the 200-day perfectly bounced the price of Bitcoin to eventual new all-time highs. So resetting this market to the 200-week moving average, not day, sorry, would be, I'm not going to say good, but it's not going to be bad either, right? We're not past the next halving. The next halving isn't until very early 2024. Maybe it'll be late 2023. It depends on, how much hash power is coming onto the system. But probably early 2024, there will be another halving. So before we reach that halving, it is certainly possible for us to pull back all the way to that $20,000 mark, which would be the 200-day moving average. I don't believe this is a likely scenario. I still believe we are going to bounce somewhere here without breaking the prior swing low. Now, it's a little questionable where the prior swing low is. We did touch 40,000 right here back in September, and we hit 41,500 just the other day, maybe 42,000. That is dangerously close to be considered a double bottom. I still think this is an official swing low. But if we break that swing low, I don't believe we're going to break this swing low, but it will completely alter the moving average situation. I will keep the 200-week moving average on this chart. I will remove the 7 because it's just not critical at this point in time when the moving average is threatening to break the 50-week moving average. This is our Consensio chart. This is the chart that I use to allocate to the market as a position longer term trader. This basically allows us not to overtrade. It allows us to just alter positions once every few weeks and try to beat the average buy and holder in when to allocate to the market. And yesterday, this chart suggested that we should go into a fully cash position. And just like, luck would have it, the moment I put 100% cash, what happened? The market rallied all the way, not to 50,000, but all the way to like 49. We're going to look at it on a lower level chart. But look what's happening right now. Right now, we are sitting at a lower price than when I put this label in. So this is why these labels, you have to give them more than 5-6 hours of time in order to make significant decisions. And for now, we're going to leave it as a 100% cash position without any bullish allocation to the market, to the Bitcoin market. Okay. This is what I said by looking at Willy Woo's chart yesterday. It's great. I hope he's right. But the TA picture is not telling me that. And if the TA picture is not telling me that, I'm not going to assume that this sudden influx of buy the dip buyers, and I am wearing the buy the dip shirt, is going to imminently reverse the market back to the top. I don't know what's going to happen next, but so far, since I started looking at the Consensio allocation, it has served us very, very well. This is a weaker situation than back in September. You see, back in September, we found support at the 30-period moving average on this 4-day chart. This is why we stayed bullish with a bullish allocation all throughout this dip. We got as low as 40 to 50% allocation, but we hung in there waiting for the reversal. Wasn't true this time. The moment we broke the long-term moving average, we immediately lowered that bullish position to the 20-33% mark, hoping that this rally off this wick would immediately take us back to the upside and not damage the moving average structure of the long-term moving average flattening out and declining, the short-term moving average crossing the long-term. None of that happened, and we have no choice but to go into a fully cash position. I like the fact this is an MRI buy, and perhaps when I get a green star candle in a week or so, we can consider, maybe 2 weeks even, we can consider getting back in the market. But moving averages drive this chart, not MRI. We pay attention to the MRI, but moving averages is what drives this allocation. And I am comfortable being in all cash at this point in time. Unconfiscatable Conference coming to Las Vegas, March 3rd to 6th. The poker tournament is on the evening of the 3rd, along with the pre-party. The conference will take place on the 4th and the 5th. You can see the general agenda here. Carnivory dinner on Friday night on the 4th. The Scammy Awards in the after party on the evening of the 5th. And then join us for some axe throwing and some bowling and some good competition and fun for those that are going to fly out late Sunday night. Ticket prices rise after 8 more tickets get sold. We're going to be announcing additional speakers, but you can see our speakers right here. All right. We're going to have some awesome speakers, many for the first time. Will Reeves, Ben Gagnon, these guys are awesome. Kiara, Bitcoin Vegan, Natalie Burnell, Greg Foss, Mark Moss. Really cool lineup. Luke Dash is trying to come as well. It's going to be awesome. I know Max and Stacy are down in Mexico, heading to El Salvador. I'm going to try to get them to come up north, back to the States by March. It's going to be a great, great, great event. Oh, and follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. We're going to start promoting it some more. Daily chart. Look at my green arrow that I drew yesterday for a potential short-term best case scenario. It started looking that way yesterday afternoon when right after my video, the price rallied all the way to $49,000. But That was it. And we are back in this huge danger zone of breaking the 200-day moving average. Now, the last time we broke the 200-day moving average, which was pretty much here, we were flirting with it, but it had other moving average support, the short term, which is the 50, and the 50 pulled it up, not that much. Then we broke them both. But look at the 128. It perfectly supported the price of Bitcoin, not once, but I would say twice. Now it's a much scarier situation. The reason this is a much scarier situation is because there's no more moving average support. This is it. This is the last piece of support based on moving averages. The supporting moving averages that saved us last time are now resistance. They're no longer additional support. And therefore, even if we do rally into that $53,000, $54,000 zone, it creates like this brick wall of resistance that Bitcoin is going to have huge, huge trouble crossing. So that's a problem. That's a big problem. And let's see what happens if we could, rally in here, then maybe not make a new low. The 200-day is going to rise up a little bit because it's still kind of rising. But if we lose this moving average right here, that is serious trouble. I'm honestly very surprised the price of Bitcoin is this low. I really expected the price of Bitcoin to be significantly higher. Like Willie Wu says, the fair market value of Bitcoin is like in the mid to upper 50s. And I agree with that. But I don't trade my opinion, I trade the chart. And the chart says be very, very cautious right now, even though we're sitting on support. But every time we try to rally off of the strongest moving average we have, we can't even get to the prior moving average. That is not strength. That is weakness. And we don't want to be holding a position in weakness. Now, if you are a dollar cost average person and you're looking to hold for the long term, there is nothing wrong with buying right here. But if you are actively managing a portfolio, I would be in 100% cash right now and wait for a little bit of strength before piling in to buying the dip. There's nothing wrong with buying the dip on the way up. You don't have to buy it on the way down. Short-term chart. Man, we hit this MRI top and reversed right off of that. We had an MRI warning buy arrow. It took us right into the moving averages. Look at the arrows I drew yesterday. You can go to the videos. I have not touched these. They're exactly as they were yesterday. You can go and prove it to yourself by watching yesterday's video exactly 24 hours ago. Okay. Rallied right into the moving average resistance, came back down. Guys, I don't think this line's going to hold again. From a TA perspective, I just don't see this line holding again. I can even raise it up a bit. What is the tone-based rules on trend lines? It's still a trend line, it's just horizontal. The tone-based rule of trend lines is you can touch the maximum number of candles without breaking any of their bodies. And we're right at this line. It's at 46,700. We're right by it. I mean, now I'm going to adjust the arrows, right? It should be hitting a line and then breaking the line, because I don't know how many more times this line can hold. Just don't know how many more times this line can hold. GBTC premium. Oh, GBTC is on an MRI buy. I don't know if that means anything. This thing does not trade on the weekend. The premium continues to go down. The year is coming to an end, and I will have the ability to add another 6,000 and change into my Roth IRA. And I want to take advantage of this premium because I still believe that negative 18 premium is going to zero. So that is an extra 18% on the price of my Bitcoin. So the lower this premium is, when I am able to add money into my retirement account, I will look to take advantage of that. So expect me to buy some GBTC around January 3rd, because I do want to buy this dip for a long-term tax advantage play. And I think other people are going to do the same when they're able to allocate. Well, not many people are like me. Like I want to put the maximum amount of money into my Roth IRA, which is tax-free returns, as early in the year as I can. It doesn't matter when during the year you put it in. You can put it on the last day, you can put it on the first day. It's really up to you. Okay. I'm going to put it on the first day. I can transfer it right in from my bank account. And boom, I want to take advantage of that negative premium, just like people were taking advantage of selling at a high premium. That's me. That's my plan. You guys should have your own plan. Following my plan may not work for you. We all have different risk tolerances. The Financial Summit, for those that are interested in networking and talking, investing and trading for 5 days with very successful financial entrepreneurs and traders and hedge funds, join us at the Financial Summit, August 1st to 6th in the Dominican Republic. This is an incredible event. We just did one in Dubai, and it was absolutely excellent. I would never do these if they were not as good as they are. Okay. Oil. Here is oil. I still believe oil is going to go up with inflation based on the press conferences by the current administration of the US. They are really trying to take away, nationalize oil services, nationalize farming services. Obviously, the price of agriculture and meat is rising because of greedy capitalists raising their greedy pigs. Has nothing to do with the government's actions of shutting down the economy and printing money. It can only be greedy capitalists. And that is how private property gets taken away in former Soviet republics or China or other places. So let's see where that goes. Tone, what are your thoughts on stablecoins? I'm surprised you don't know my thoughts on stablecoins. I mean, we've talked about it so many times on so many podcasts, our news shows. I'm not going to get into it now. Gold is not looking very good. Here's the weekly chart. We got a red star candle. We did break these prior swing tops. We could not break that one. That's an issue. That's a bit of an issue. Now we have, the opposite situation. We have a little bit of a floor here. If gold goes below this floor, it can get in trouble. Now we're close to this one. I don't know. I'm just ignoring gold for the time being. Stable coin right now. Perfect stable coin. Stock market is pulling back a little bit, but as long as it stays above prior lows, not much of a concern. In the meantime, the long-term moving average of the stock market continues to rise. I am still bullish on the stock market, if nothing else, but for inflation. Roku and Disney stocks. Yeah, we can glance at those. The stock market is still in a bullish trend. Haven't shown the long-term chart in a while. Guys, we overcompensated with the COVID crash and fell below this massive channel. So the next move is most likely a break of the top of the channel due to inflation. Like all this money printing ain't going away. Okay, they're just going to print more. So the next move I'm expecting is to break the top of that channel, which is kind of crazy because if we overcompensate in the same exact way we undercompensated last time, just think about it, right? Markets kind of go back and forth. How far do we fall below the channel? How far do we fall below the channel? Gotta go this way. I want to see the number. 20%. Now imagine going up 20% above the channel. Okay, I don't know when it's going to break, right? Whoa, that's gonna be massive. 20% above the channel. I don't think it's gonna break this year, right? So let's move it out. Let's say summer of 2022. A 20% break above the channel. Where does that take us? Look at that. That takes us up to $7,000. Let's make that 7,000 points in the S&P. Boom. That will compensate for this, right? So inflation could set in and the stock market could rally. S&P could rally to 7,000 points sometime in 2022, 2023, maybe 2024, which would be very, very interesting, especially going into the next election. Logan Becker, like the comment. Let's go, Brandon. Let's see if I get banned for this. Okay, stocks. I gotta come off screen share for a second. Hey guys, yeah, Bitcoin's in trouble. One of these days, I'm gonna change the image so that punching bag is only on fire, right? Like if Bitcoin drops, all those shit coins will eventually die. I just gotta log into my trading MRI service. I'm logged in. Let's go back to screen share. Let's see how the shitcoins are doing. Let's see. I'm always amazed how things make it into the top 10. And I've never heard of them before. Avalanche, Terra, no idea what those are. Never seen them before. Don't really care. More scams. Waiting on Monero to fall out of the top 100. It's coming. Oh, still at 48. Huh, NAM. Who remembers NAM and in the top 5? I do. Huh, Link. Look at that. Is this chain link or is it a different link? Wasn't this in the top 100 as well? The top 10 as well? Is this chain link scan? Or it's a different to block? No, it's a different link. Too many scams. Too many scams. Oh, there it is. That's the chain link scam. Yeah, this was like number 5. No, I gotta update my like shitcoin list. Like how high did these scams go? Okay, stocks. Let's look at stocks. No, research has been done. Andy, research has been done. I've done all my research back in 2014. Well, like research has been done. There's no need for it at this point. The research has been done. I've done my research. I've done more research than probably 99% of the people in the space. There is absolutely nothing. It's like 8 people that write all these white papers. You know, like once you've read about 7 of them, you've read everything there is to read, right? It's like you want to launch a scam token, you just hire one of these 7 white paper writers. They're just going to copy and paste another white paper that existed like 2 years earlier that they wrote, and they just changed the ticker. The research has been done. There's literally no need for it. It takes about 5 minutes to find the scam in any of these. I don't even want to waste the 5 minutes anymore. It's a 5 minutes of waste of my time. You don't realize there's literally 8 people that write all these white papers, right? Like none of these people write it themselves. They hire a white paper copywriter. Okay, so let's look at some stocks. I really need to add some into my portfolio just for the hell of it. Let's do Someone asked for Disney and something else. What was the other one? Was Disney and what? Damn. All right, hold on. I'm gonna do a control F on Disney. Oh, Roku. That's right. Roku. Do I have Roku? It's ROKU, right? Yeah, how do I add that into my portfolio though? Here's Roku. It's bearish. It's on a weekly bottom and it's bullish. Sorry, bearish again. So it's bearish on a daily. It is, oh, see, that's an MRI buy on a weekly, right? But the problem is that it's bearish on monthly and daily. You can take a shot at this, but I wouldn't do it right now because the stock market overall is not like, it's in this weird area that's not ready to bounce yet. I would keep an eye on Roku, but I would not, like jump into it immediately. I would be careful. I like this weekly MRI buy, but I prefer, something that's bullish across the board, like Abbott. Let's look at Abbott. Abbott did hit a, extension B down on a daily. It's hitting extension C on a weekly, but plenty of room. Look, it just broke out above the prior swing highs. Look at the monthly. It's breaking out on a monthly. I would rather be long Abbott than taking a risk on buying the dip on Roku. There's two ways to trade the MRI. You can trade the trend, or you can trade the reversals. Okay. Now, here's one that's been bearish forever, right? Down to $4, and it's bottoming on a monthly. If it's bottoming on a monthly, whatever this stock is, it's probably fallen from a long distance. Same thing with this guy. Let's see what they are. That's the daily trend. Let's look at the monthly trend. See, look at that. Look at that, right? It has fallen from $40 down to $4, and it's going to bottom out next month, okay? I would take a look at this company. I would glance at its fundamentals. This might have been an IPO. I'm not sure. But if this was an IPO in June of 2020, we can go and take a look at that. I'm very curious. APPH. Here's Tesla. Tesla looks like a disaster, by the way. This looks terrible. Look at the weekly chart. MRI top, it's on its 4th down week. And this looks bad. But I've been bearish Tesla for a while. You could also look at Tesla from the MRI. We're going to see that this is definitely bearish on a weekly. I'm sure it's bearish on a daily. Yep, red star. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be bearish on a monthly. No, not yet, but it will be next month. Well, maybe. No, not next month. It will be bearish in a month. It needs a couple of more months to be bearish in a month. Still looks bad. So, okay, so what was that stock? APPH. All right, this looks like it was an IPO. Okay, so what is the tone-based rule on IPOs? You wait for a 50% correction if it's a legitimate company. Now, this one took off like a rocket. I guess it might be in the pharmaceutical space, maybe App Harvest. No, I have no idea what space it's in. Is it down 50% from its IPO? It is. It's down 54%. And now it is down like 90% from its all-time high. And not cherry picking the top, we're down 85%. That's a huge correction. If this is a legitimate company with not a shitcoin, this is a legitimate company with a real business and clients and revenue, maybe not profit, but revenue, I would keep an eye on this, right? It is bottoming on a monthly, wait for it to turn weekly, daily, and this could be something interesting. This could be something interesting. This is how you find these little hidden gems on tradingmri.com. There was one more alongside it besides APPH. There was this one. I want to look at it as well. See, this one's been going down for months, and yet it's still at $59. So I'm very curious what it is. ARKG, that's not ARK, is it? By the way, man, I don't want these videos to last long, but I got to question ARK Invest. And do I want to get on this tangent right now? Do I really want to get on this tangent? I know Cathie Wood is like the star genius everything, but, and this is a big but, is it, okay, ARKG, hold on, I need to check. ARKG, man, this is where, is this a stock? No, it's an ETF. ARK, a Genomic Revolution. Okay, so I'm assuming this is Cathie Wood's ARK ETFs, right? So someone will call me an idiot if I'm wrong. So look how much this is down. I gotta say, like everyone was hyping up Cathie Wood. I would love to get her as a speaker for Unconfiscatable, you know, alongside Mark Moss and Greg Foss. But here's what I found completely bizarre. Completely bizarre. Is when Twitter changed its CEO. Well, let me make sure I'm not the idiot here. When did Jack Dorsey fire himself? It was what, about a month ago or something? Oh, that's the weekly chart, right? It's got to be like here, right? Exactly, right there, right there. Let's go to the daily chart, right? Do you remember my stream like the day after the Jack Dorsey quit? And I said, these are the idiots that bought Twitter. Because with Jack Dorsey leaving, as much shit as I gave him, I said only idiots would buy Twitter because it's about to like kick people off the platform. It's about to go full censorship, everything. Like Jack Dorsey was the only thing saving Twitter. And now people are going to get kicked off. Like it's not going to end well for Twitter because of all the censorship coming. Guess who bought a shit ton of Twitter? Cathie Wood and ARK Invest. And she's supposed to be the genius. And when I saw that headline, let me find it. Cathie Wood, ARK Invest in Twitter after Jack quits. I'm like just doing like a really right here. Here's the article. Check this out. And this literally came out like the day after I basically called anyone an idiot that bought Twitter on Jack Dorsey's resigning. Why isn't this article loading? Let's try Reuters. There it is, right? So here, Reuters headline. Right there. Oh, I can't shoot. I'm Googling this on, okay, always dangerous to do this. Oh. All right, so here it is. Cathie Wood ARK buys million Twitter shares after Dorsey steps down, right? 1 million Twitter shares right after Dorsey steps down. And I literally called anyone an idiot that bought Twitter shares upon Jack Dorsey's departure. And here it is, Cathie Wood buying 1 million shares. That's $50 million worth of Twitter. And that, my friends, is a losing position at this moment in time, right? It hit an MRI buy on a daily scale, rallied how many candles? 1, 2, 3, 4. Had a shooting star candle, ran into a moving average, and then boom, down we go, okay? I'm not a fundamental analyst. I'm not. I don't like to trade with as a fundamental analyst. All right, Jack wasn't good for free speech. Just wait. I mean, I'm gonna get deplatformed from Twitter. Look, Jack could have done more, but Jack was probably the best CEO Twitter has ever had, never will have, because Twitter is a leftist speech censoring organization. And Jack did everything he could to keep it together. And now it's going to go all the way back. Okay. People are saying it's ARKW. I mean, ARKW. Okay. Okay, there it is. That's doing incredibly well, right? I mean, this is what happens when you buy into Twitter. This is what happens when you buy into Twitter. You know, when the only CEO that had a little bit like, positive things to say about free speech is gone. And it just broke a whole new low. So this is what happens to, stars in the space that can never do no wrong. This is why I was never big on ARK Invest. Like all my friends are like, Tony, you gotta invest in ARK, you gotta invest in ARK. I've seen enough of this stuff, right? I'm looking at the TA chart. And what does the TA chart say? Holy shit, this is bad. You just broke a prior swing low. You're literally at a new annual low. Your job is to pick the right stocks. Yeah, you're doing well for a while. But how has the market performed, right? Like you were doing well, rock stock, picking the best assets. And then you start overthinking it, right? It's like the biggest winner from the 2000, the hedge fund that made the most money in the 2008 financial crisis was Paulson Funds, not Hank Paulson that, ran the Treasury Department, but another Paulson that ran a hedge fund. He made a shit ton of money in the 08 financial crisis because he was short real estate. He was one of the few guys not featured in the Big Short movie, unless he wasn't there. But what was his massive investment right after? It was gold. He loaded up on gold at the top of the 2010, 2011 rally. And like his whole hedge fund is like, gold is going to $1 billion. That's going to be my next move. And like, I have no idea what happened to his hedge fund, right? And he made like, billions in the 08 crisis. So here we are. How did the stock market perform? Since I'm not going to cherry pick the high, let's go reasonable. Let's go here to here. ARK, next generation internet, is down 32%. Let's see how the internet did. Let's go to the NASDAQ. Oh, I didn't check the date on that. What's the date on that? February. Well, let's look at annual return. Let's look at the annual return. Okay. January 1st. From January 1st. Let's not cherry pick, right? Let's do January 1st. Yeah, January 5th. There you go. Down 25%, right? How did the NASDAQ do this year? Let's see. Well, from February, I'll check that anyway. Oh boy. I'm sure it was up, right? August, July. Oh, I got to go back here. April, February. Okay. So here's that February. Look, the NASDAQ is up 20% from the beginning of the year, from January 5th. NASDAQ is up 25%, right? So NASDAQ is up 25% this year. ARK Internet Invest is down 25%. That's a 50% swing. Okay, that's insane, right? I mean, that's insane. And this is what happens. This is what always happens. It's what always happens. This is why you don't buy in FOMO. Wonder if this was like a hyperwave situation. Oh boy, that looks like a hyperwave, doesn't it? That's not good. That is not good. That's not good. I mean, whatever assets they were picking in 2020, they did amazingly well. That ain't extending in 2021. I'll tell you that much right now. They're down, 50% versus the Nasdaq. Down 25, Nasdaq is up 25. It's hard to make up for that, by the way. It's hard to make up for that. Let's see what happens next. But considering the latest move is to load up on Twitter, which is about to quadruple down on internet censorship, I don't know if that was a wise decision. I would not have made it. I would have sold all the Twitter stock I was holding upon Jack Dorsey's leaving. All right, Bitcoin's starting to crash. Oh boy. That's what people are saying. Not yet. It's not crashing yet, but boy, I don't like that line. I really don't like that line. I was gonna look at Disney. Man, I got off on these tangents. Yeah, so I would be careful. I wouldn't go into ARK. Like, that's not a headline I want to see. This is not a headline I want to see. This makes me lose a lot of confidence in the management of ARK's ETFs. A lot. Because it's literally the complete opposite of what I said the day before or the day of. Like, I didn't even know this headline. Like, I wasn't going against it. I was like, holy shit, did I just like I had the complete opposite view, and I'm not a fundamental analyst. It was just like obvious to me. Like, the last stock you want to buy right now is Twitter. Okay. I was gonna glance at Disney. I did promise. DIS is Disney. Bearish, bearish, bearish. I mean, no bottoms, no bottoming, no bottom. Not good. Daily chart. Not crazy bearish on a daily chart, but not looking good. Another organization that is full-blown censorship. Lots of SJW, subliminal messages and all their shows. I really don't like Disney. I'm not a fan at all. I mean, their copyright laws enforcement is terrible. I mean, I think Disney is a terrible organization. Terrible organization. So I would never invest in Disney. I would invest in like the cannabis industry, the gambling industry. I would rather invest in those industries for ethical reasons more than I would in Disney for ethical reasons. That's my view. That's my view. I am like it's like I think it's a bad company. Like, as a trader and I see a trade in Disney, I would do it, right? But this is a company I would rather short and make money from them losing money than going long and make money from them making money. Okay. What else are they going to look at? I think that's it, guys. This video is going on for too long. "25 seconds left on a 4-hour. All right, let's wait. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is not good at all. It's not good at all. My views are actually going up. People are jumping on the stream. Yeah, see, this is a bad area to be in. Look, we just fell a lot. We just fell like what, $2,000 in a matter of hours, 7 hours, 8 hours at most. So it's possible for a bit of a, swing back, but this is a bad looking chart. Very bad looking chart. Usually leads to bad things. Oh yeah, the Fed news is coming today. Let's look at, we glance at some shitcoins. I don't want to. So, oh yeah, I was gonna ask my devs to filter this versus Bitcoin and versus dollars instead of just alphabetical order. Anything going up against Bitcoin? Oh, here we go. This dusk thing continues to be bullish against Bitcoin across the board. Look at that. I think it's ready to top. See, this is where you take your profit. If you were in this dusk scam, you can now take your profit on the MRI daily, but the weekly and the monthly are still very bullish. Well, the weekly isn't very bullish. The weekly is going to start topping in a week. And the monthly still has plenty of room. So this is basically how you would use this service. If I was a trader, I'd certainly use it. And that's the same thing versus the dollar. Most stuff is bearish against Bitcoin. Look at that. See, so here is that's topping on a weekly and it's bottoming on a daily. That's a strange situation. Very rare too. Nope. Oh, something else is bullish across the board. Sis, what the hell is this? Another shitcoin that's fully bullish against Bitcoin. The daily chart has a couple of more days to go before a top. The weekly chart is probably has a bunch of room to the upside. Look at that. It's at a new all-time high. Maybe not all-time high, but certainly a 2-year high. On a closing basis, look at the beautiful MRI top back here in 2020. And the monthly is probably still pretty damn bullish. Yeah, monthly looks like it's ready to break out. No idea what that is. Could be a data error. Don't think this thing was 100 times the value of a Bitcoin. That's got to be a data error from the provider. All right, back to Bitcoin. I gotta say, I don't have much confidence in this line holding. I just don't. I don't have much confidence in this line holding. Hey, with 700 people on watching us live, unconfiscatable, come join us in Las Vegas, March 3rd to 6th. We have an awesome lineup of speakers, carnivory dinner, register separately. Room is very limited. Of course, you can register for the poker tournament as well, playing that the night before the event. Come and join us. You can check out our speakers. We're going to have a few more rows of speakers coming up. With the 2-day conference, we can fit more speakers in. And the financial summit taking place in the Dominican Republic for you finance traders, fund managers, money managers. Come join us in the Dominican Republic. All right, guys, I can't stay on the stream for too long. It's already lasted almost an hour. Thank you all so much for watching. I might do another spaces this weekend. Those seem to be going well. Follow me on Twitter and try to come out to the events. Buy the dip, but I don't know about right now. I think there'll be a better dip. Charts are pointing to lower prices. That's all I can say about looking at the charts. If the charts change, so will my opinions. Talk to you all on the next